Hi friends, it's me, Curtis. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Deuce Deuce. I'm in my backyard. It is New Year's Eve at about 4:47. Inside, the University of Georgia is taking on Michigan in the second semifinal game. Fingers crossed, Georgia gets to a return trip against Alabama. Lisa and I are getting ready to go down to Sausalito for a little dinner. We're going to be back before 9 to celebrate the new year on the East Coast, because by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I will be asleep. Tomorrow, I'll be in Belmarin Keys, New Year's Day, with my good friend and brother, different mama, different daddy, same father, Vince Latanzio, and we're going to be cooking pancakes because those nuts over there jump in the water, in the bay, the lagoon. Ooh, what do they call it, icicle day or something? Anyway, I'll make pancakes and help Vince with the breakfast, but however, I will not be jumping in the water. What else? Tomorrow, I'll be cooking black-eyed peas, collard greens, candied yams, and I might make some cornbread too, because we have to have those greens and peas on the first day of the year. It's the African-American tradition, you know, brings about good fortune and make sure you have some cash in your pocket throughout the year. What else we're gonna do? Just have fun. As I've said before, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I just try to be better this year than I was last year. I hope to share with you well, I'll do kind of a video run of the black-eyed peas, the collard greens. I've got the peas inside soaking overnight. Okay, this is the beginning of the new year of the Deuce Deuce, our new show. We're gonna try to have a lot of fun. I wanna bring more people in. I've got some interviews set up, some chef friends of mine. I've got some legal friends. I've got folks around Marin that want to share their vision of how we create a wonderful community. So here's to Deuce Deuce. Peace, spread love. Let's figure this thing out together. Love you guys. Happy New Year. Okay, New Year's Day. We got the black-eyed peas that have soaked overnight. What I'm going to do is cover these with water, just bring enough water to cover the beans, after adding salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and oil. I'm going to use olive oil. You can use any oil you like. Traditionally, this was made with some fat, pork fat, something like that, a ham hock. However, to make it, I like it better without the saturated fat. Candied yams. Now, we don't have true yams in the States. These are sweet potatoes. What I'm going to do is peel and slice these, and we'll put them in a little pan with butter, just a bit of water, sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. That's my thing, okay? And the collard greens. Again, this is a New Year's Day dinner. Collard greens. Collard greens represent that green. Got to have some green back in your pocket all year. So what I'm going to do, and it's so funny, the greens out here in California are so much smaller than what we get in Georgia, down the south. We can get huge bunches of collard greens. What I'm going to do is remove these large stems. In fact, I had to go to 3 different stores to find collard greens, the leaves like this. I'm going to show you what I found at one store, and I just can't use them. So a couple of days ago, when I'm on my search for collard greens, this was all I could find in the local markets. Now, it's a great idea. However, they don't remove the stems. That right there, it makes your greens bitter. Okay, let me open it up so you can see what I'm talking about. They just go ahead and they cut the greens and leave those large stems in. That makes your whole pot of collard greens bitter. What we're going to do is remove the stem right here and just have the leaves. And if there are thick stems in there, I'll remove many of those as well. Okay, let's get to cooking. Okay, next we're going to season our black-eyed peas with my little spice blend. There's pepper, salt, there's garlic, onion, any kind of spices that you like. That happens to be my favorite combo. And then as they cook, we want to adjust the seasoning. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. Now we're just going to cover this with water, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil. See, we've just barely covered that, okay? And you see how the oil has come to the top. We'll turn the burner on, bring it to a boil, then I'm going to lower it, push it back on the simmer burner, let it cook 2 to 3 hours or until those black-eyed peas are nice and tender. Let's go on to the collard greens. All right, I've got my stock pot here, and I'm just going to, like I said earlier, I want to remove those big stems. That's good eating right there. That's good eats, to quote our friend Alton Brown. Okay, just take your time, and I'm not going to bore you by having you watch me strip all of these. So if I record it all, I'll speed it up. But what I want you to do is, you see that right there? There's that whole collard green. That big stem is out. Unlike those in the bag. That would be horrible eating right there. Now, I'm going to wash these. I'm going to tear them into bite-sized pieces. Then we're going to wash all these collard greens. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll cover them with water. And then we'll season it with our vegetable oil and our seasoned blend. And what I like to do is add a green pepper, bell pepper. I'll slice it and add it to my green beans. Not green, did I say green beans? To my collard greens. Look at that. Make sure you clean that now, because these are, it's a little dirty, so wash them really well. You see it on my fingers there? Okay. So, let's get all these cleaned up, broken up, washed up, and then we'll go to the stovetop before we start working on our candied yams. The black-eyed peas are started to boil, so let's turn on the simmer burner in the back of the stove. I'll lower that. Then we'll slide the black-eyed peas back here and let them simmer, like I said, until they're nice and tender. 2.5 to 3 hours. And we're going to constantly just add a little more water. If the water goes below the beans, drop it down. Be careful not to let them burn. Now this is a bunch of kale. It's gorgeous, okay? My mother, later on in life, she started cooking kale, just like you do her collard greens. However, they don't take nearly as long to cook. So this was going to be my substitute if I could not have found collard greens, or if I didn't find collard greens this year, because they are greens, right? And they are part of that cruciferous family. So in fact, I'm going to prep these up and throw them in with the collard greens. Peace. Spread love. Just wash those greens thoroughly. Then we'll start to tear them. Pepper. I've got some green onions here, the larger green. Normally we call these spring onions. However, it is winter time. So what we're going to do is just core our pepper. Now I am going to use as much of this pepper as I can, so I'm just going to pull this right out. And it's okay to have large pieces in here if you'd like. Look at that. That's a little spot. We'll trim that up. We're not going to use that part of it. And I don't mind large pieces because they're going to cook down. So just add those to our pot. My favorite way to seed a pepper, like so. And then just pop it. Get all those seeds out. Some fall on the floor. Lisa's going to be throwing a wet towel at me. All right, let's cut these up. I'm going to just put them in little strips. Little juliennes. Well, I still don't know why they call them juliennes. Have to look that up, huh? All right, just little pieces like that can go into our pot. Don't get those seeds in there because those seeds might be able to have a little heat to them. Make sure you get all the seeds out. There's that little spot again. I'm gonna leave that out. Although Lisa might like a little heat in her collard greens. Did you guys have collard greens on New Year's Day, Lisa, as a kid?
No, never.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Get to teach her something new. Did we do this last year?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I'm getting old. I can't forget now.
Good.
There we go. Okay, boom. They go in there. I think a little longer than I like getting these cut up. Now, I'm gonna clean my cutting board before chopping up the green onions. Cutting board has been cleared. I'm gonna trim the little root end off. And then again, it does not matter how big or small we make these because they're gonna cook down. So I'm just gonna cut it in half like so. A little seed didn't trying to stick in there. I'm gonna just dice them up and add those to our collard greens. All of these greens, I'm gonna use the green tops, I'm gonna use all of this onion in our little collard greens today. This little knife I found at a little Asian market down in San Rafael. I think it cost me like under $5, and I've just fallen in love with it. So I'm gonna go back down and pick up a couple more. San Rafael, California, that is, for those of you watching on the YouTube, and there we go. Those are gonna go into our pot. In fact, let's bring the pot closer so that we can season it up. In fact, I'm going to use corn oil with these as opposed to olive oil, just to give it a little different taste. Again, that's a vegetable oil. It's a non-saturated fat, which means it does not clump up in the body. 1001, that's not a good pour, 1002. About 3 tablespoons of corn oil we're gonna add there. Salt and pepper. Notice I'm not really using much, I'm just using salt and pepper with these because we've got the onions and the bell pepper in there. There's the salt, here comes the pepper. And again, in about an hour and a half, we'll check for seasoning if we need to add a little more salt or pepper. And I'm gonna add about 2 cups of water. That's not much water, right? Remember, collard greens, all those greens, they are mostly liquid. So once you put a lid on here, it's gonna release a lot of the liquid in this pot. So I'll show you this after we get them going. Okay, these are ready for the stove top. Put a lid on top. Let me see, where did I put my lid? Oh, here it is. Okay, the lid will go on. Bring it to a boil. We're gonna lower it and simmer it until they are tender. And I've got a trick to show you how to make sure they get nice and tender. Peace. You know what to do. Spread love. All right, now you see how those greens have cooked down. Remember, we started out way up there, now it's cooked down. Look at that. So here's a trick Mama taught me years ago. Take the fork, get it wet like that, and then just stick it in the baking soda. And you just want to get that much baking soda in your greens. It really helps make them nice and tender. One of them tricks. Mama said, and it works. All right, the black-eyed peas are cooking along over there on the right. Take a look at that. I'm gonna lower those, let them simmer. Same with the greens, put the lid back on. I'm gonna lower them, let them simmer till they're nice and tender. Let's make candied yams next. Candied yams, or the truth be told, candied sweet potatoes. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and peeled that sweet potato. There it is, keeping Julia Child's rule of showing you the whole food. That's what it looked like before we peeled it. There it is peeled. Sugar, I've got about half a cup there, and butter. Now this is what makes those things a candy. That's why it's called candied yams, okay? Just a little bit of vanilla, and I've got about a 1/4 cup of water. What we're gonna do is slice that bad boy up, or bad girl, I'm not sure which, if vegetables have a gender. Well, they do have genders. Gender. Okay, and I'm gonna make them, Mama used to make hers nice and thick, and she'd have some thin ones as well. So I'm gonna do a little combo of both, and we just want those little rounds like that, okay? Since it's just Lisa and me, is that grammatically correct, honey? Lisa and me, or Lisa and I? If it's just, yeah, Lisa and me. Yeah, since it's just Lisa and me, I'm gonna make 1 potato. Just place them in like so, okay? Get them in there. And we're gonna start layering that sugar. Remember, yeah, this is one of those dishes that, hey, yeah, we can make it healthier. However, this thing, once a year, we're gonna do these candied yams. Get those in there. And remember, That's where the candy comes from. That butter and sugar is what makes the candy. I'm gonna laugh when I say that all day. John Candied Yams, okay? Now, rest of the sugar goes in. Get some butter. I'm not gonna use a whole stick, but again, it's just one potato, so let's use like maybe half a stick of butter, okay? And we're gonna place it around. And I want you to stand over this and watch it, because when it starts to boil, that's when you lower it to simmer, because you don't want to burn that sugar, okay? Whew. As mama say, butter makes it better. This is the first show of season 2 of the Curtis Aikens Show. I've got my new Apple iPhone 13 that I'm using today. I've got 2 new sets of software, well, I shouldn't say software. I've got 2 training tools that I'm learning more about editing. There's this company called Ripple Training, and I've bought their classes. And there's another one called I think it's Creative in 14 Days, and it pretty good editing tools. Oop, that might be a little too much. Just a dab of vanilla. I'm going to add my water. We're going to go to the stove top to make these candy yams. It's about a 1/4 cup of water. Let's go to the stove top and see if we can candy these yams. Here we are at stove top. Let's turn this burner on. Let's forgive the click. And we're going to watch this till it comes to a boil. I'm not going to make you watch it. Once it starts to boil, we'll come back to it and see how to do the candy, okay? Peace! Black-eyed peas, collard greens, yeah. Ooh, looky, here comes Cookie. That's my niece, Cookie. And she is one of the people that her grandmother, my mama, really took under her wing like she did me, and shared so many of her secrets. In fact, I think Cookie got more of the secrets than I did, because, she was there longer. I left home at 2019, going to college, and moved to California when I was 21. So it was interesting cooking with Mom over the phone. I'm not sure if I've shared this story with you all. I'm not sure if I shared this with you, Lisa. The way I got started cooking in California was I wanted Mama's fried chicken. I called her up and said, "Mom, I want your fried chicken." She says, "Well, you got 2 options, baby. You can do without or cook it yourself." So she told me how to fry chicken over the telephone. And I think the next thing was black-eyed peas and or collard greens. See that boil happening there? And I'm just kind of lifting it off the fire to regulate my heat. We want to make sure all the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the yams, are coated with that beautiful candied mixture. And then we're going to lower it once all the butter has melted. And you're going to watch it just simmer to those potatoes get nice and soft. Those sweet potatoes, those yams get nice and soft. See how much liquid came out of there? That's that candy. All right, y'all. We'll show them when they're nice and done. Woo, if I have time, I'll make some collard greens today. I got to go over and help Vince with the icicle day. Those knucklehead folks over in Belmar and Keys jump in that cold water. If I get a chance, I'll get some footage of that. However, I got to get back home because we're going to have our New Year's Day dinner. Oh, yeah, and congratulations, Bulldogs! SEC National Championship rematch. Bulldogs tied. Let's hop out them dogs. Okay, y'all. Peace, spread love. Let me get myself to work. Okay, we are having our last New Year's party with my brother Vince and my sister Sue and my love Lisa. No pictures of me. We got champagne.
Yeah, I say no pictures of me.
And we've got Vince made the world famous Latanzio tater tots. Mom, look what Vince is serving me for appetizers.
Yeah, Mom, don't see nothing.
Oh, quanto ti costò la bella mia amato. Paroletto, paroletto, io ti vedo qui a tremare. Oggi ho beato, oh quando ti costò l'avermi amato. Oh quando ti costò l'avermi amato. Fine. Bellissimo.
Okay, we're at the Icicle Plunge, Belmarin Keys. These people are brave. The water is a shivering. How cold? Anyone take the temperature of the water yet? What's it about?
46 out here.
46 out here?
How cold? It's at 46 out here, so it's at least 46.
Probably warmer in there.
Look at, there's a whole family going in.
Look at this. Oh, yeah, look at this.
Go, mama. Show them how to do it, mama.
Together. Want to jump together?
Watch out for that.
It's a family affair.
Look at this. That's I can see the girls doing it with you. Look, you can look.
You have to jump.
Yay!
Emma, go right too hard, and I have your light. It's too hard to go in with that stairs. Don't forget to get out.
Someone said, heck no.
Don't push her in before.
So hard. Here we go.
The countdown. My goodness. Yay! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Look at those little babies. It's cold. It's cold, mommy.
Very nice.
Hey, guys, what's your names?
What's your name?
Did you say Eddie?
Danny.
Danny.
Danny. Hey, Danny.
Danny.
And Benny. And your sisters?
What's your name, Evie?
Hi, Evie.
Leslie, what's your name? Look up.
We're for the icicles.
Hi, Evie. And what's your name, Dad?
Oh, I'm not jumping.
Oh, you're not jumping?
No.
You're going to push your kids? Benny, he's ready. They're ready to go. Oh! Good job, Benny. Oh, there goes little sis. Oh my goodness. Hey, Benny, how was it? Was it Danny or Benny? Danny. Did I say it? Danny, or I keep saying it wrong? Benny. Thank you. Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Hey, Benny, can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a thumbs up, baby? Good job. You're the man. You're the man. Okay, there's our black-eyed peas, the collard greens, and those candied yams. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy deuce. My mother's no-name cornbread. It's like corn pancakes. There it is. Everything's ready. I've got Mama's no-name cornbread, candied yams, collard greens, black-eyed peas, and of course, tomatoes and onions. Oh, and I have made some beef barbecue. How are those pork ribs, love?
Oh my God, they're so good. The best you've ever made.
Hey, Happy New Year, baby. This is my friend Rory.
Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you, mate. And this is, what are we calling this?
This is a Moroccan chicken.
Moroccan chicken. You're going to tell us about it a little later on, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's very simple. Just we got onions, olives, lemon, garlic. A lot of garlic cloves in there.
Okay.
Hope everybody likes garlic.
I love garlic. Lisa loves
And this
garlic.
is organic chicken thighs.
Fantastic. And there's some gorgeous stuff on the stovetop here. It looks like, and I've told my viewers many times that Brussels sprout is the only vegetable I can't say that I truly love. However, I try it twice a year just to make sure I still don't love it. So tonight's my first time of the year on day 1 of 2022.
I'll guarantee you've been eating it all year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a nice combination. The little bit of tang you get from the Brussels sprouts.
Looking
The
forward.
cauliflower is pretty bland, and I've got some paprika on that and some Spanish onions. So when we cook them all
love
together,
it.
just keep the flavors in.
Looking for it. And what are we hiding under here?
This is going to be gambas al ajillo.
Gamba. That's it.
It's Spanish.
Shrimp.
It's Spanish shrimp. And it's
Okay.
olive oil, Spanish olive oil, garlic,
Okay.
and paprika.
And how do you say the gamma
Gambas, which is Spanish for shrimp.
for shrimp?
Al
Okay.
ajillo means with garlic.
With garlic. I love it. Okay, y'all. Enough videos. Let's eat and drink.
Barbecue beef shortbread.
Cornbread, sweet potatoes, collard greens, the black-eyed peas, and sliced tomatoes and green onions. Happy Deuce Deuce, everyone. We are in the shower at my contractor's house. There's Rory, my lovely Lisa, and his lovely Sue. And well, someone take a picture of me. We're all in the shower.
We're in the shower.
So these
Only in Marin County, y'all.
slabs are bookmarked. So
Wow.
they're the same piece of stone.
And those are the short ribs that I pulled off the bone. Lisa's birthday. Host Ranch Inn. Pastry chef made this gorgeous dessert for her. You like it, love?
Love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you,
I
love.
love you.
Look at this on my birthday. I said yes.
She said yes, and I'm happy. Peace.
Yo. Two-tone fish. Yeah. I can't believe you're about to drive this thing.
Look at the sign.
The test is going off, yo.